Manus AI just came out with a crazy new update to help you make money online. Nano Banana Image Creator. Yep, that's right. Now we can create images in bulk. But not only that, Manus can actually go out there and find the topics, create the ideas, and make images that get traffic so that you can get paid. This is super straightforward, and I've never seen anything this push button simple. In fact, just this morning, I asked it to go through all the posts on my blog and create infographics for each blog post. Just imagine what this will do to my traffic. And today, I'm going to show you everything. How we use Manus to come up with the ideas, convert them into social media content gold, how to get traffic, make money, and the whole 9 yards. And yes, Manus does all the heavy lifting for us, including the creativity and the image creation itself. And unlike other AI image tools we've seen in the past, this one doesn't mess up when it comes to text. Everything is on point, 100% perfect. Why? Because it's using Google Nano Banana. So if you're excited to learn how to pump out infographics to get traffic so you can build a business, smash that like button. We're going to dive in the computer and I'm going to show you everything, including how I'm using this right now to make money in my own business. Come on, let's go to work. All right, so let's dive in. This is going to be a doozy because now we can use Manus AI plus Nano Banana to create a money machine by getting traffic. This is all about traffic, traffic, traffic. So if you've ever been wondering how we get traffic to our websites, even when blog posts don't rank or things don't go viral, this is the video to watch, and Manus AI is going to do it for us. First of all, what we need to do is we need to understand an infographic strategy. Just last week, or I think it was yesterday or something like that, I was talking to one of my students and he was talking about how he used one of our Pinterest traffic strategies to start getting a lot of traffic and making sales. This works really good, and Pinterest is free to post on. You literally just go there and post things, and as long as you have the right strategy, you can start getting traffic. Then of course you implement all the sales stuff and start building a business. The idea here is to have things that people actually want to look at that's going to help them. So while he was in the tax strategy niche, he went out there and looked at all the different tax strategies to help people, put those as content, and now he's getting like 9,000 viewers a month in a very, very specific tax niche. I did this in the dropshipping niche where I had an outsourcer create this. I didn't even touch it. I just gave her a list of things and ideas to use, and we got up to like several, I think it was like 50,000 viewers a month on Pinterest, and it worked really well. The key point there was that the outsourcer did it. All I had to do is give them the strategy. This is the key to AI, because if I can have the right strategy, I can make something that builds and grows. Now, again, remember, this is a business. Well, I make money, a lot of money. A lot of people make a lot of money. We want to understand that the vast majority of people trying to make money online make nothing. This is about strategy. It's about building a business. Don't expect Nano Banana to go out there and use Manus to make money. We need to add that strategy to it. This is a business. It takes work. It takes effort. There's risk. There's reward. There's variables. We need to understand that. With that said, let's dive into how this strategy works. What do we do to make it work? Why did my dropshipping one work? Why did the tax one work? Why did the different content strategies that we use work? Well, first of all, what we need to understand here with Manus is that I can go through and I can ask it something specific. So if I said list out 25 or maybe even 100 tax tips to help small businesses save money on taxes or whatever, it'll go out there and do that in a very straightforward way. So what we're seeing here is all I need to do is be the content director. Manus AI is going to get those tax tips for us. Or if I was to open another Manus AI, let's say we wanted to go over here and maybe use a new one and say something like list out 100 money principles for saving and investing. What this is going to do is it's going to go out there and get those principles for us, and then we're going to apply certain things to them to get the infographics that we could use to post and work. And what you're going to see is this works in a very, very straightforward way by getting content that people actually want. For example, this is one that I did for logical fallacies and how people use them to stay broke. So this is something where I'm thinking, okay, on social media, I can get all these logical fallacies like appeal to emotion, ad hominem, bandwagon, and on we go. Then once I get those strategies, I can actually tell Nano Banana what I want. So I say, now use Nano Banana to make an infographic for each of these. So now I'm going to get like hundreds of infographics. It usually does like 3 to 5 at a time, sometimes 10. But as long as I go through and keep it going, it'll ask me, do I want to continue? And it works really well. And the credits are not that big. I found that it was like $3 for like 50 infographics or something. Don't quote me on it. It is different. I don't think it's like a set in stone amount. It has to do with like how much of the AI it uses, but it's fairly inexpensive, and it's certainly a lot cheaper than paying an outsourcer. I was paying about $1 to $2 per infographic when I was outsourcing them. Now I'm paying like $3 for a whole bunch of them. So this is very important. Now, I am actually finding that the infographics this makes are better than the ones that I get on outsource, and I can direct it better. So where an outsourcer, I don't have that much input because they just kind of go with it. This I can use in a very specific way. So now we see it is taking all those fallacies and it's saying how they apply to making money or not making money. Appeal to emotion fallacy, making decisions based on feelings instead of facts and logic, emotional spending, impulse, whatever. And then it brands it with my website, which is cool. Here's another one, ad hominem fallacy. And notice how these are absolutely beautifully done. The colors are on point, the words are on point, the images match everything, and then it talks about how it all works. Bandwagon fallacy, here's the anecdotal fallacy, and on we go. And what happens is we're providing information in a different way. Like, how does this one thing apply to this other thing? Super, super important. I'm going to show you some other ways that this works as well. This is the stories allegories method, where we can go through and say, list 300 allegories, now apply them to making money, working out, losing weight, staying healthy, or whatever it is. Very, very important, where we can apply these to different things and get stuff that people are going to want. And now we're able to do this at scale, which before we weren't able to do. Another thing we can do is sideways content, where I could go through like the tax tips instead of, oh, here's how to save money on taxes, which taps out with those people searching. Like if I do Ahrefs keyword tool and I do something like, let's do our keywords explorer and say save money on taxes, what you're going to see, what you're going to see is it tapers. So you'll have like save money on taxes, 200, 30, all this just starts to drain. What we want is stuff that's going to go. Like, how does this actually get 54,000 traffic potential? Well, you can see people are looking up tax tips. So if I actually share those tips in social media posts, obviously make sure they're upfront and honest. I would only do this if I knew the tax market or was an expert in it. Probably wouldn't do it otherwise. But knowing how to do this works. Here's one for like circular reasoning or whatever. So I could go through and I could say list all the tax tips and now apply them to these infographics. I mean, this is stuff that's insane. Like, what do the new tax things mean for you and how can you save money? This is stuff that works really well. That would be sideways content. Or one of the other things I found with Manus is you could actually give it your sitemap. It'll find all the pages on your blog and make an infographic for each blog post or several. I could go through and say make 5 different infographics for this one blog post. That way, if I have a blog post that isn't getting traffic, boom, I can send traffic from Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, any other image place, or I can make YouTube shorts and explain it with a faceless video. Very, very straightforward stuff. And what I did here, here's our money principles here, and then I could say, now make an infographic for the first 5. And it'll just keep going and going, which is cool. Now, with the sitemap strategy, what I did here is I went on this one, and I said, get a sitemap from affiliatemarketingdude.com, please. It's a WordPress site list and links and page titles. So I wanted the site list and page titles. It did that and put them all in an Excel file with the page titles. Important that I had the page titles because I wanted to use that as the headline, like what is this about? And then it went through and created the first 10. So like master the Google traffic trio. You have navigate WordPress like a pro. You have more specific ones like what's in it for me, lead with sales, not products. That's solid. Like this is one I'd actually read. People are going to screenshot and share these because they're helpful. Turn your blog into a list building machine. 3 to 5 keyword pages, teaser content. I mean, do you guys see how valuable this is versus just having a blog post? And I can actually go through and create several based on one. Once I have this list from our sitemap, it's just going to work and doing them in a very straightforward way. And I can say, let's say we wanted to do why affiliate marketing doesn't work. I can do Manus AI, and I can go through and say, look at this blog post, get 5 to 10 concepts that are helpful for new affiliate marketers, and use Nano banana, there we go, to make 5 to 10 infographics. Then point them to affiliatedude.com in the footer of image. I'm going to say long format for IG, Facebook, Pinterest. Okay? Now it's just going to go to work and it's going to do those 5 or 10. I can post those as long as they're helpful, look at them, make sure they're good and they're not, making stuff up or lying or whatever. And we can go through and use these in a very, very straightforward way. And you're going to see, here's our tax tips, 5 foundational money principles. It looks like it might have, for the first 5, okay, so it did 1. I mean 1 infographic for each. And that way it's 1 for each, because I think it understood it as put the 5 in 1 infographic, which I don't want. I want 1 for pay yourself first, 1 for time value of money, and stuff like that. So very, very cool. And what this is going to do is it's going to make your content different. Syndicating your content is key. And if we go through, like let's say you have a blog already, get that sitemap and start making infographics for it, and you can get automated blog traffic with that. What does this help with? This is one where you could say, okay, maybe I have a product, right? Maybe I have like some new air fryer. What does this help with? Are there different ways to get crispy chicken skin, right? Or whatever, right? If I do crispy chicken skin, right? This is going to go through and you see that 2,300 people a month look up crispy chicken skin. That is literally what an air fryer does. Now watch this. If I go through and I open a new Manus and I say to myself, or say to the Manus rather, crispy chicken skin, this is something people can get with an air fryer. What are other things like this? List 250, or let's, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to say list 25, but if I was off the video and I had time, I'd list 250. And because these are pairing with the search term, like crispy chicken skin, people look it up, it's got traffic already. Maybe I won't rank for it, but now my infographic can do that. Maybe I could do like 20 infographics on different ways to get crispy chicken skin or whatever it is. And I know this is something that people that are interested in cooking love this. I love this kind of stuff. I consume this content all the time where it's like, add this ingredient, pour the oil on it when you're done, or whatever, something that'll crisp it up or whatever. Looking at that in a very specific way, I can turn that into a short video where I just have like a voice and show the infographic or whatever. But you're going to see that this does a fantastic job. Now we have really good pay yourself first, prioritize savings before any other expenses, rent, mortgage, transport. See how this does a really good job? Then we have the next one here, which is, let's see if we can zoom out here, power of compound interest. You got live below your means, set clear. I mean, these are really, really solid, and people will want to read them because it's information structured different. So we could do like what this helps with. That would be the example for air fryer, right? Looking at that, very straightforward. And if you like this stuff, I'm actually having a webinar on how to use Manus to automate your business. We're going to have that. I'll put the link in the description, and we'll have it over at AIProfitScoop.com, so you can be part of that too. We have tips and tools where you could say what are, maybe you go through and you do Manus and you do find 250 tips and tools, and we'll do 25 just for this, tips and tools to use with an air fryer. And then what I would do is I would lead them to an opt-in page where they get all of the tips as like a printable sheet. And then we'd go through and sell air fryers and cooking utensils and things like that, or even an air fryer hack cheat sheet book or something like that, right? So we could do something like that, tools to use with an air fryer, like strategies from pro chefs or something like that. and boom, it'll go out there and find them. Then we can do this with our specific air fryer stuff. Super important, and it works like crazy. So we can see this list here. We have this one. Here's another one. Let's go to, this was the fallacy ones. Now, I'm going to get more into this sitemap model because I think this is what a lot of people will use. And again, looking at like the different things that I rank for, I rank number 46 for Home Depot affiliate program. I actually went through with Manus and I created different affiliate program snippets. And this kind of stuff does really well on social media. Again, it's not like guaranteed or anything, but if we strategize and we really think about providing value and stuff, that's where it really, really works. So if I do, I think I had Infographic for affiliate stuff. This one did, let's see. Yeah, these are the ones where it went through like Zoom affiliate program, ClickBank. We had Home Depot and stuff like that, where we can go through and see all the different ones, Rakuten, Honey affiliate program, Fiverr affiliate program, on and on we go. So really cool stuff. I had some others as well for affiliate programs. I think this one had some really good ones. Yeah, so this was like credit card affiliate program. You got UPS, Kroger, Hobby Lobby, Samsung, and on we go. I mean, looking at these are really, really good. ChatGPT, obviously fact check them and stuff like that. But you'll see that these work really, really well. And I think it did have a Home Depot one somewhere. But going through and looking at this, it gives you data at a very, very specific different way. Now, obviously, if you're using logos, make sure you have the rights to use it. Make sure it falls under whatever you can use. But going through and looking at that's really, really cool. And that's where we can do tips and tools. Or you can do quotes and thought leaders in your niche. Maybe you're in the self-help or law of attraction niche. You can do what are the top, self-help, law of attraction quotes. It'll find them, and then you can start making content. Now, think about it in a different way, though. Like, how can you apply it to a story or an idea or one of the logical fallacies or something like that? Now, the reason this works so well is because it's called more of the same lead gen. So when I go through and I make content about affiliate programs, obviously people that are interested in that will want more. Super, super, super important, because now if they want more, boom, there we go. Or blog post, right? Go to my blog to get the big post or the big report or ideas. Or maybe if it's like for the drop shipping we did for Pinterest, I think we had it on Pinterest.com. Let's see if we can find it here, Pinterest.com. I think it was LOL Biz or something like that. My LOL Biz. So here we have the Pinterest.com My LOL Biz. It was getting like 10,000 views a month. But again, these were all just little products that made money, and the idea was to get them to go to our site. And it was generating leads. It is something that you have to keep up on. As you see, like, we're not getting that many views now because we're not posting that many things. But if we kept it up again, it would work. And I could just go and say, find a list of like 300 drop shipping products or whatever. Now, keep watching to see how this works, because I'm going to go through the phases of how I use this. The first thing we want to do is do sitemap or discovery content, right? So we're going to go through and we're going to crawl our website, or you could even do a competitor website. Obviously, make sure maybe you do a couple of them so it mixes up the content so you're not like directly getting every post that's on theirs. That's why I would use it on my own website. So what we're going to do in phase one is sitemap discovery and content inventory. So if I have a website or maybe even an auction domain that I got, I can go through and I can use this specific JSON prompt with it. So I would go to Manus and I would go to, let's say we wanted to go here, we do a new task, and I say affiliate marketingdude.com. Put in the JSON prompt. It should understand that and get the spreadsheet. Then what we're going to do next is we're going to get the phase two, which is going to get the deep content understanding. Now, you can do this even if you have Manus coming up with the content, like the tips, the tax strategies, the air fryer stuff, whatever. Then we're going to go through, it'll get that list, and on phase two, we're going to get content inventory. So I have the one over here where I did my sitemap. I believe it was over here. One of these. Yeah, like that one. Or let's say if it gets the sitemap, it'll take a minute. But then what I'm going to do is get that sitemap. Here it is. So get the sitemap. and then I would go through and say, from this, extract all the different categories. And what this will do is it'll be like, oh, these ones are about Google SEO. These ones are about affiliate marketing. These are about this, that, and the other. It'll extract them and get those lists for us so that we can see our content visually and start turning it into these infographics. Phase 2, that's the deep understanding. What does this mean? What does this content mean? How do we get it into an infographic? Phase 3, we do content clustering, thematic grouping. That is this one here, content structure analysis, and it'll go through and do that. Let's see, I think we had it over here. One of these. Compile findings. Okay, that was the air fryer tips. And it does take a bit, but I mean, you don't have to do the research, so I mean, I could let Manus run and automate all kinds of stuff for us. So here it's going through and getting all those. Next, I would give it this one, which is going to get that deep analysis of like, what does this content mean? What does my blog mean? Then we're going to go through next, and we're going to do infographic angle, right? So it'll cluster them. It'll put the content into different boxes. Then it'll get the angle matching. Does one fit the tip strategy, the story strategy, the whatever strategy? What can we do to make it work? It's going to match each blog post or content cluster to the original infographic angles. These are the angles that I have. I will have them available over at aiprofitscoop.com so you can start using them. Okay, obviously it's huge, so I don't want to go through all of them here, but going through, we're going to have a webinar on that tomorrow. Details in the description. We're going to go through and match those to whatever the infographic is. Because if we just create images based on content, it's not going to fit it to like what's going to work well on social media. We want it to work well on social media. That's why we want to go through and do this very, very strategic type thing, right? This is super important, and it works like crazy. And you can even do this service for other businesses if you want. A lot of people don't understand it. But what it's going to do is match that content and get the different ideas of what types of infographics we can make. And I think I have a list over here that we will have as well available for you. I think it was down here. Thank you, page. This one, ideas for turning blog posts into content. And again, I'll have some of these prompts for you as well. But what we're looking for is how can we turn it into something that's going to capture their attention? Limited time offer, flash sale, that's for urgency and scarcity, or problem solving. Do you have this problem? This will help. The cost of doing nothing, the warning sites, pain points, transform your blog into traffic, or something like that where these different hooks will work. The weird trick that made my chicken skin crispier than ever. Something like that, where we're understanding content differently. This is absolutely key. Claim your benefit, or whatever it is. And when you understand that you can put these hooks into your social media content, this will drive traffic. And you could literally just go through and build these out, and it doesn't take that much money or time or anything. A Manus account will do, and you can get a lot of these. Very, very cool. Then what we're going to do is extraction and preparation, where it'll extract and validate the data points, the ideas, statistics, and facts with sources. Create production-ready specifications for each infographic. This is absolutely key, because what you're going to see is you're getting a far better product than anything else. Here's one for Wix. Free Wix site can it really make money? The answer, yes, but with limitation. I mean, it understood that blog post in a crazy way. And if we pair this with what people are searching for, now you're getting a far, far superior type of thing to get traffic. And at the end, it's going to go through and understand this. Here's the chicken skin one. Now I can say, now make these infographics with links back to my site or whatever, right? We'd put the link to our site at the bottom. Boom, now we can drive traffic to that to the air fryer site in a very strategic way. And it literally just keeps going, right? Like that's just crispy chicken. Now you can go through and talk about how to make steak in the air fryer or slow cooking or whatever these do. And when you have those prompts like these to extract everything, that's where it's going to help you, because once we start getting down into the planning phase, and we use these in sequence, it's going to understand that content, and it's going to throw the AI to a different direction where it's going to be like find the goals, desired outcomes, success stories, find all these things, now make infographics based on them. And that's what's really going to make this sing, so that it's not just another infographic. We want something where people are going to stop and say, hey, that's really cool, I want that. Now, the places we can use this are social posting, where we can take our traffic, send them to our blog, which will get offers. There are places that do this. CNBC does this all the time. They post on Facebook, they put a snippet of the article, boom, it's got a little infographic. You look in the comments for the link. You can do this on Facebook pages, Facebook groups, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, YouTube community, or even make a short video on TikTok or whatever. Looking at the monetization, I am going to send them to my blog. On that blog, we will have affiliate offers, link in a comment to the blog. We can link to a tool or a calculator or the full guide. This is perfect for getting them to opt in. If you were to go to lolbiz.com, that is where I have my opt-in, so you can see how it works. Very simple, straightforward. Hey, get your niche report. Here it is. This drove opt-ins like crazy, and it got people to my content. Examples would be like hidden fees before closing a loan, or protein powder, side sleeper pain map, or something like that. What we're going to do next is turn those infographics into reels and shorts, thinking about how we can turn each section into a slide. Add movement, pan, zoom, highlight, make it wiggle, add some AI voice or your own voice. We can put them on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, on and on we go. When you start to understand that these work like crazy and AI is doing that for you, you can even go through and take a slide, like let's say promote your list or build your list while doing reviews. Let's say we wanted to go here and say new task, turn this into 10 slides with Nano banana. And we're going to go through and it'll turn it into those slides. I can turn that into a video. This is something where it automates your business unlike anything we've ever seen before. Using infographics for Pinterest traffic, I've done this. It works really well. I would not direct them to an affiliate link. I'd send them to my blog to opt in because that's what's going to work. Now, some of the niches that work good are recipes, fitness, workout, tools, calculators, and on we go. Number 4, we can look at sideways content promotion. Instead of just, here's how to save money on taxes, look at all the different tips. Those are all pieces of content we can use. We can even go in, if you wanted to do this in a niche, and create infographics for dentists or lawyers or marketers. You can do that as well. We can use it to build our email list, like I showed, infographics to sell the AI tools. Like if I have, something like personality prompts, I can go through and do that. YouTube infographics, backlinks and SEO. If I have my infographic hosted on my blog, people will link to it. I can share it. I could do all kinds of content to get them back to it. Very, very strategic. What you want to do is you want to syndicate your content so that it's not just about, oh, hey, I put this article on my blog. Why isn't it getting Google traffic and I'm not a millionaire yet? Well, you got to go out there and you got to syndicate it. This stuff takes work. But now that we have AI, it's almost like there's no excuses anymore. It does the work for us. Again, remember, this is a business. We got to grow it. It's not like something where you're going to post one infographic and be, sailing off into the sunset. We need to do work. We can embed the infographic. We can share it. We can give it to other people. We can share it in, different groups. Right now, I'm doing this for personality prompts where we're making different prompts as infographics, sharing them in AI groups on Facebook. We get traffic like crazy. It closes sales. Infographics for print on demand. This is one you can do. You could probably do this with like Bible verses or something or motivational stuff. Infographic for lead magnet, send them to a webinar. You can do a webinar where it just explains whatever you're doing and then back end them into a product. Infographics for zero-click influence. This is one why I do the URL on the bottom of the infographic so that start to think, oh, hey, that affiliatedude.com, he's got some good stuff for us. Starting to look at that and understand what's going on is key. Infographic for articles, very, very important because now we're getting all of this to branch out. That's where you're going to get traffic and that's where it's going to build it. So can you take your stuff and build it? Can you look at your content and pan it out with this, right? Build your list while promoting reviews. This is literally making the slideshow for me and I can make a video about it. Very simple. And slideshow videos work really well and actually sell very well too. So understanding that's key. Now, looking at the core infographic angles, we talked about these. I will have these over at aiprofitscoop.com. If you want to join tomorrow's webinar, we'll have some links in there as well. Personalityprompts.com. You can go there to get all the prompts. I literally made prompts for each of these so you can go through and use them. But understanding content differently and understanding how Nano Banana can make these with Manus and automate them. Because we can all go to Google and use Nano Banana, but Manus automates it. It's literally automating this in a very straightforward way, and I can get content to get traffic and make money very, very fast. Understanding how to do this with our sitemaps, do this with our content, and really look at what's going on is key. Look at this. It's doing 1,200 URLs. I could literally get like 5 for each post. Now I got 5,000 infographics. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get them all tomorrow, but I could do like 10 or 20 a day. Boom, start posting it. People on Facebook will be like, hey, this guy posts good stuff. Let's check out his blog. Or YouTube Shorts. Hey, I like this short. Let me go read the big thing or download the prompts. Notice how I'm doing that in this video where I'm like, hey, if you want the notes from this video, go to aiprofitscoop.com. That's more of the same. You're getting more of what you watched here to help you better than I can help you here, because obviously in a video I can't give you all these prompts and things. You would have to go somewhere else. That's the key to making this work and the key to synthesizing your content in a way that people are going to look at it and really, really use it. And using Nano Banana and Manus AI is just absurdly amazing. We have never seen this level of quality at scale. This is just next level stuff. I know I literally pay outsourcers to make infographics, and this is better. I'm actually like, okay, maybe I need to get my infographics creators a Manus account, and now we could do 100 times the output for less of the cost, which is amazing. When you understand that, it's key, because now I can create infographics to get traffic automatically. The content is amazing. It's on point. It does it the way I want, and now I can build a business by getting that traffic in a different way. And again, this tool, if you're not using it now, you need to be. Check out aiprofitscoop.com to get all the prompts and the tools and the lists and everything. Check out the webinar tomorrow. We're going to talk about how I'm using Manus in my business and how I'm treating it like an employee. Because again, it is. Like at one point we had like 15 outsourcers and their entire job was to make Pinterest pins. Now I can do that with Manus AI, where one outsourcer can do the job of like 20. Or if you want to perpetuate your content and build these infographics for traffic, it works like crazy. Do not sleep on this tip. This is one that will get you traffic when used correctly. So check out the videos in the description to learn more about the sideways content. There's a video on Disney traffic strategy. Watch that one, and check out aiprofitscoop.com for the notes and the link to the webinar. And again, if you want to get all the prompts, the done prompts that do everything for you, check out personalityprompts.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Smash the like button, and we'll see you on tomorrow's webinar.